There is a moment in every soul's journey when love finally stops being confusion, tensity, anxiety, and chaos, and becomes clarity, calm, presence, and expansion. Not because love changed, but because you did. This transition marks the evolution from trauma bonds to quantum love. Many people believe they are experiencing powerful love when in reality, they are experiencing powerful wounding. Intensity is mistaken for destiny. Anxiety is mistaken for passion. Hyperfixation is mistaken for soulmate frequency. But emotional chaos is not love. It is nervous system trauma-seeking resolution. A trauma bond is not destiny. It is the echo of an unhealed attachment vibrating in your field, calling in experiences that match your unresolved emotional frequency. Quantum love, on the other hand, is not frantic, desperate, or addictive. It does not chase your wounds. It awakens your soul. Quantum love is heart-field coherence, a state where the nervous system, emotions, intentions, and energy field operate in harmony. It's a frequency of safety, clarity, and expansion. In trauma bonds, you feel emotional turbulence, neediness, or abandonment panic. High highs and low lows, a fear of losing the person, a constant subconscious need to be validated, chosen, or saved, deep emotional addiction disguised as love. This is not love. This is survival energy wearing spiritual clothing. Quantum love feels completely different. It is calm, grounded, secure, magnetic. Instead of intense rushes of emotion, it brings gentle but powerful alignment. Instead of chaos, it brings peace. Instead of anxiety, it brings expansion. Instead of clinging, it brings freedom inside connection. Trauma bonds contract your heart. Quantum love opens it. Trauma bonds drain your energy. Quantum love amplifies it. Trauma bonds trigger your past. Quantum love awakens your future. Trauma bonds say, "Don't leave me. I don't know who I am without you." Quantum love says, "I know who I am, and because of that, I can truly love you." When two hearts meet in trauma, they bond through pain. When two hearts meet in coherence, they bond through presence. Understanding this distinction is not about blame, it is about awakening. You are not broken because you've experienced trauma attachment. Everyone walks through those connections until they evolve beyond them. They are not punishment, they are teachers. The universe uses trauma bonds not to hurt you, but to wake you up to yourself. To show you the difference between connection that drains you and connection that elevates you. Between someone who activates your wounds and someone who activates your soul. Quantum love is not rare. It is simply rare to find people who have healed enough to hold it. But you are arriving there, and the moment you begin to experience coherence within your own heart, your relationships begin to shift. You will not be attracted to chaos anymore. You will not confuse intensity with love anymore. You will not settle for emotional starvation disguised as devotion. You will begin to crave peace, truth, safety, transparency, depth. You will crave energy that matches your evolution, not your wounds. That is the beginning of quantum love, and you are stepping into it. There is a subtle truth that most people never see until life breaks them open. Sometimes what we call love is simply familiar pain wearing a romantic disguise. Trauma bonds are not built in the heart. They are built in the nervous system, in a body that once learned survival instead of safety. And the quantum field will always respond not to what you wish, but to what you carry within your frequency. A trauma bond happens when the vibration of old wounds meets someone who resonates with those wounds, not to heal you, but to repeat the emotional frequency you have not yet transcended. It feels intense, electric, impossible to leave. Not because it is divine love, but because your inner child believes this pain is home. Quantum reality is simple yet profound. You do not attract what you want. You attract what remains energetically unresolved. And unresolved pain magnetizes people who mirror it. That's why trauma bonds feel like destiny at first, but collapse into emotional hunger, anxiety, confusion, abandonment, longing, and cycles of hope followed by heartbreak. It is not love. It is emotional gravity, pulling you back to the vibration where your soul was first wounded. Quantum love is expansive. Trauma bonds are tightening. Quantum love opens your chest. Trauma bonds close your throat. Quantum love feels peaceful. Trauma bonds feel addictive. You can measure it energetically. Love regulates your nervous system. Trauma bonds activate it. One feels like breathing. The other feels like drowning slowly in someone's absence, yet terrified to lose their presence. And here's the deepest truth. Trauma bonds do not break through logic. They break through frequency shifts. When you begin healing, the people who matched your wounds will no longer recognize your vibration. They will say you changed, and they will be right. Healing is not becoming someone new. Healing is returning to who you were before you were taught to fear love. You do not lose trauma bond connections. You rise out of their energetic reach. And when your frequency evolves into true heart coherence, the universe will mirror it back to you in the form of someone who sees you, feels you, honors you, and rises with you. Not addiction, not attachment, not emotional survival, but presence, safety, truth, expansion, and a love that meets your soul instead of your wounds. Breathe. You are not hard to love. You simply learn to love through pain. And now you are learning how to love through truth. Sit with this truth gently. You did not fail at love. You were simply loving from a wounded frequency. The heart does not choose pain. Trauma does. Unhealed wounds whisper. Choose what feels familiar. And familiarity is often not love, but survival, dressed as passion. In the quantum field, energy seeks coherence. This means your unhealed emotions become magnets, pulling toward you people who match the vibration of your abandonment, your fear, your longing, your scarcity. Not because you deserve suffering, but because your nervous system is still tuned to it. The universe is not punishing you. Life is not cruel. Your heart is not broken. It is simply echoing the frequency where it first cracked. When a child is not emotionally held, their adult relationships become a search for the arms that never came. So they cling, they chase, they collapse themselves to feel chosen. Not because they are weak, but because they learned love through absence. Trauma bonds begin in childhood, but they reactivate in adulthood as destiny-labeled pain. And here lies the sacred turning point. Healing begins when you stop asking, "Why do they treat me this way?" And you begin whispering, "What part of me still believes this is love?" That question does not punish, it liberates. Healing does not happen through force or resistance. Healing happens when your inner vibration shifts from survival to safety, from fear to worthiness, from proving to receiving. Quantum love enters when you stop begging for presence and begin embodying it. You are not here to chase love. You are here to grow into the frequency that receives it effortlessly. And this growth is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is not glamorous. It is sacred, quiet, cellular evolution, breathing deeper, feeling safer, trusting your heart softly, letting your nervous system learn rest, letting your inner child finally exhale. And slowly, without forcing anything, you will rise out of vibrational alignment with pain. Because healing does not remove people. It removes the frequency that called them. Then something miraculous happens. The people who aligned with your wounds fall away, and the universe brings those who align with your healing. Your heart becomes magnetic not through longing, but through remembering its worth. You are not broken. You are remembering yourself. There comes a moment in every soul journey when pain is no longer the enemy. It becomes the doorway. Not the doorway to suffering, but to awakening. Trauma bonds dissolve not through blame, anger, or resistance, but through a gentle and powerful shift in identity, from the wounded self trying to be loved to the quantum self remembering it is love. The quantum field responds not to longing, but to embodied truth. Love does not arrive when we chase it. Love arrives when we become coherent enough to hold it. So breathe into this truth. You are not healing to be lovable. You are healing because you already are. This is the moment where your frequency rises above the narrative that kept you trapped in cycles of emotional survival. This is where your nervous system learns safety, where your heart learns trust, where your energy shifts from contraction to expansion. And once you shift, you will see it everywhere. People who once triggered you will no longer hold power. Patterns that once repeated will suddenly dissolve. Traction will no longer come from wound resonance, but from soul alignment. Quantum love meets you at your level of self-honoring. It does not ask you to beg, chase, or shrink. It asks you to remember your worth so deeply that the universe cannot help but respond. When your heart vibrates in coherence, your field becomes magnetic, not because of desire, but because of resonance. And the trauma bond that once felt like destiny reveals itself as a lesson, a vibrational mirror guiding you forward. So today, speak softly to yourself. I release the frequency of survival. I rise into the frequency of love. I attract not from fear, but from truth. Your transformation is not loud. It is not rushed. It is not forced. It is sacred. It is quantum. It's happening right now inside the quiet chambers of your heart. And every time you choose self-respect instead of self-sacrifice, clarity instead of chaos, presence instead of panic, you step deeper into the frequency that rewrites your destiny. You are not losing people, you are losing versions of you that needed them. And what enters next will not bind your wounds. It will recognize your soul. This is not the end of love, it is the beginning of real love. Not trauma echoing through time, but consciousness meeting consciousness, heart meeting heart, frequency meeting frequency. Welcome to quantum love. Feel this in your chest, not your mind. You are not looking for love. You are remembering that you are love in motion. When you rise, love rises to meet you. Your frequency is shifting. Your heart is awakening. And the love you once chased will soon recognize you and come home to your vibration. If your soul whispered yes, tap like so, more hearts awaken with you. And if you feel this frequency is where you belong, subscribe to Quantum Love and activate your light. We are not searching for love. We are becoming the energy that attracts it. and together we are lifting the vibration of this planet, one awakened heart at a time.